Hi, I had to come on here today to talk about the interview that Elon Musk had with President Donald Trump last night. When I got on X this morning, I saw all of these negative headlines from our media about how bad the interview was. Now, if you didn't listen to the interview, you would think that Donald Trump said he was going to do something to everybody in the world. Let me tell you what it was. I sat there, and I normally don't listen to speeches or interviews, but I sat there and I listened to the entire thing, and it
Mm,
was really quite amazing. And I would implore any politician to say the same thing. If you want people to vote for you, then you need to address issues that are important to people. And
mm,
so instead of the Democrat Party constantly bashing Donald Trump, you know what they
mm.
need to do?
What's
This
that?
is what I say to them.
What's that?
You say the same things. You address the same issues.
What's
You
that?
address inflation. You
Oh,
address the war. You address freedom of speech that you guys are trying so hard to
oh
remove from
no.
everyone. When you address those same issues, or if you address those same issues, then your party platform would be about issues and not about Donald Trump. It is the weirdest thing to me.
Oh, don't you say weird. Don't you say weird. That's the Democrats' word, of projecting themselves and what they really are feel about themselves onto someone else. Let me
Let
let
him
this lady
cook.
cook. All right, hold on.
Let
This
him cook now. Let him cook. I said, let him cook.
shout out to Dr. D Curtis on TikTok. I will put the credits below. I gotta talk about it, man. Not a black lady coming out and talking about the Democratic Party in such an eloquent way. You know what I'm saying? She was telling y'all about this Elon Musk interview that CNN, of course, is ready to turn into a what? Oh, it's a rant. It's just two guys on there talking, whatever. Okay, cool. Well, I heard about 1 billion views, but I know for sure, I'll talk to what I know, that there were over 1.3 million views at the time of it going through. And that was just on Twitter. And many people were streaming it on YouTube, and they had thousands of people watching them. So people are not tuning in to Kamala Harris to talk about that. They're not. And so what you're seeing here is CNN and the Kamala Harris campaign are mad that Donald Trump is really this popular, is getting people to really listen to him. And they're trying to figure out how he's doing it. And he's finding a way, like a businessman, to evolve with the times, right? Business people understand that change is inevitable and they got to do things even though they don't like it, but they're in business. He's running a business like he does the campaign. He runs the United States when he was in office like it was a business, the way it should. So, I'm sorry. I was making too many points. Let's get back to what she said, right? She's 100% right. If Democrats focused more on problems than identity politics and all this Trump bashing, then maybe people would be more interested in what they have to say, right? Listen, it's getting very stale, right? The Trump bashing is getting very, very stale. I mean, you guys have been running this for almost 4 years. Can you imagine talking about someone for almost 4 years? It gets to a point where people get very, very numb to what you're saying. And so we're running a campaign for the election. We're trying to pick a president. And most people don't care about the felon stuff. They don't care about you in the court case stuff. They don't care about the Stormy Daniels stuff. They don't care about all these things that you guys are trying to throw onto him. We care about who's going to run this country the right way. And that, my friends, is what matters. We don't care. Most of us don't care about identity politics. There are a lot of people that still do, though. They care about she's a black woman, she's a woman of color, and she's a woman, and they want to vote for her. But most people don't. This lady is talking straight facts, right? That Elon Musk and Donald Trump interview, I heard a lot of it, right? I heard a lot of it. And it was just a conversation. It was literally a conversation. It was no, hey, let's sit down, interview style. Let me throw up questions. It's literally you and someone at the bar or just chilling, having a conversation. And what happens is it makes Donald Trump a little more human, or it just makes him a little more normal, right? Because he's like, hey, I'm just talking about politics, right? This is a billionaire that's sitting down and talking about what he would like to do for the United States. That's it. That's all it was a conversation. But no matter what Donald Trump does, we already know that the media is going to make a story out of it, right? And it was 40 minutes late, right? That was the story, right? Literally. I knew it. I said, now that it's running behind, the first thing they're going to say is that it didn't start on time. But you know what's funny? It didn't matter that it didn't start on time because of a denial of service attack. He still had millions of people tuning in after it was late. When most people turn around and say, okay, I'm not going to watch this or listen to this, he still had people listening. This lady is telling y'all straight up, all the black folks that's on the Democratic plantation and even the other folks that are stuck to the Democratic Party for no reason, she's telling you that I want someone who's going to fix the country. People are done with the Donald Trump as a felon talking point. We are done with it, y'all. No one cares about all that stuff. All right. You want to talk about Donald Trump and Stormy Daniels. And then it was so funny because you have people on CNN talking about I feel so bad for Stormy Daniels. You guys will be so mad if that was your daughter doing that type of stuff. But meanwhile, you got Kamala Harris out there with Mr. Willie Brown. Sensation. And how she worked her way up to the top. And we're just going to ignore that. No. That was so long ago. We're going to ignore that. Yeah, you're going to know the fact that she was, 28, 29, and he was 60-something years old, right? Or she was in her 20s and he was in his 60s. And then she worked her way to the top. I don't think he was mayor at the time, but I think he was in a higher position. But we won't correlate the two, right? We'll just say, Stormy Daniels will feel bad for her, but you don't feel bad for Kamala Harris sleeping her way to the top with a married man. Interesting. You see how the double standard works? All right, let me get back on track. Sometimes I have to stop making too many points. I just got to stop. But I do agree with what she's telling you. She's saying that, she didn't even want to listen to the whole interview, but she listened because it was quite entertaining. I mean, you have Elon Musk, who is considered our modern day genius. And you have Donald Trump, who's our modern day genius when it comes to business. And he's a billionaire and he was the president of the United States. He's a very successful man. So you got those two people literally sitting there talking. And it's interesting to most people. And, and he's also running a campaign. So I just think that the Democrats are mad because Donald Trump is thinking outside the box. That's the truth. He's thinking outside the box and he's finding a way to get people to listen to him, right? Kamala Harris, I don't think can get 1-something million or 2 million people to listen to her. If she had an interview right now, even if it was Kai Cenat or something, I'm not going to tune into that. I'm not interested in what Kamala Harris has to say because she's not talking about policy. If it was something where she was saying, hey, this is what I'm planning to do and how I'm going to do it, maybe I would tune in, but I don't want to hear more Trump bashing. They do enough of that on MSNBC and CNN. They do enough of that. Let me know your thoughts below this video and what she said. I'm actually going to make a part 2 to this video because she cooks up like crazy. She cooks up. She starts getting into some stuff about the migrants and all that stuff. So I'm going to say part 2 for the next video. But let me know what y'all think, man. I love reading y'all comments, good or bad. Let's get out of here. And like I say, after every video, this is chess, not checkers. I'm going to see y'all at work.
It's gonna be a cold summer.